Welcome back to New Gen Marketing. Today we are talking about nostalgia and how you can use that to connect with your Gen Z audience. There are a lot of ways you can connect with Gen Z, and we talk about a lot of them here. One of the most interesting ones is by utilizing nostalgia. Studies show that in times of hardship, younger generations lean more and more towards nostalgia than they do in times of economic growth and plenty. So as we're looking at Gen Z and we're seeing them growing up in this interesting time of hardship, post 9/11, COVID-19, modern day Black Lives Matter movement, we're seeing a lot of Gen Z yearning towards some more nostalgic elements. And the other part of that is growing up as digital natives. You know, a lot of Gen Z, especially the younger ones, have not bought CDs for all their music. They've purchased it on an iPod or on their phone or on an iPad, and that's how they're interacting with their music. So one of the big ways we're seeing this nostalgic trend is through vinyl records, which are on a massive boom right now. And we can even see that 50% of all vinyl buyers do not own a record player. And that's not because they are stupid and don't know how vinyl records work. It's because they want to have a physical connection with the music. They don't have that. You go onto Spotify, you save it for a little while, you listen to it. There's no physical connection in the way that when you're growing up, you buy a CD and that's yours, or you buy a record. And this is a way for them to tie into some of these nostalgic elements when they have nothing tactile connected to that. Watching movies, listening to music, even taking a taxi doesn't have physical elements, it's done on your phone. So nostalgia can be a really powerful way to do that, and we're seeing brands who do that really well. Coach did a fashion show themed specifically after a drive-in movie to tie into that physical, nostalgic element of movie theaters. We see Old Spice that built a 50s style barbershop to build a tactile element to what is actually shaving and taking care of yourself at home. One thing that's an interesting twist on this nostalgic view is that Gen Z doesn't want to go and live in a past time. In the past, we've seen, oh, I wish I could live in the 70s or in the 50s, and they don't want that because they're recognizing the negative elements from those time periods. But those tactile elements, the drive-in movies, the barbershop, the actual physical connections to their products are really valuable, and they really want that, but they don't want the negative aspects because they're very authentic and transparent about what happened in those time periods. So as you're working to reach Gen Z, a great way to do this is to find a way to tie into nostalgia, or to build a physical element. It's why you see meetups being super popular, because it's a physical version of an online community. For generations before, online was a translation of something physical. So we're streaming on Spotify or Apple Music. That's a digital version of what used to be a physical product. And Gen Z is almost reversing that, where they want to have some of those physical elements back, where oh, this drive-in movie is a physical element of something that was once digital. So keep in mind as you're working to reach Gen Z and reaching to Gen Alpha, they've been tapping on iPads for all of these things, and they want to have a physical way to connect with that. So think about how can you tie nostalgia in to what you're doing? How can you add a real life, or something that at least feels real life to your product or service. Until next time, this has been New Gen Marketing.